Have you ever felt a quiet current moving within you? Not a sudden jolt, but a gentle pull towards something you can't yet name. You find yourself waking in the deep of the night for no reason. You feel a distinct shift in the energy. When you enter a room, you have a sense that something significant is on the horizon, yet you lack the words to articulate it. This is not mere chance. It is an awakening, and not everyone is quiet enough within to perceive it. A great tree's journey begins long before it pierces the earth's surface. True transformation doesn't announce itself with noise or sudden disruption, but in the profound quietness that precedes it. Many overlook this phase because their focus is directed outward. But for those who are ready, the perception is not visual, but a deep inner knowing. That is where the path unfolds. In our time together, we will explore several timeless principles. These are not rules that command, but insights that gently guide. Understandings that point not toward escape, but toward inner freedom. You will come to see why discomfort can be a profound teacher. You will recognize how the world around you is silently shaping your inner state. You will learn why genuine strength is born from constancy, not from fleeting impulse. And you will realize that the necessary change isn't in your life circumstances, but within yourself. These are not abstract ideas. They are ways of being, insights drawn from observing the deep patterns of life itself. If you can remain present with this guidance, you may find the very clarity you have been seeking for the path ahead. If these words resonate with a stillness inside you, I invite you to join our community. The journey is now. Everything in nature follows a season, and this includes your inner world. There are necessary times of stillness. Consider the discipline of waking while the world is still dark. Moments when the chill settles deep in your being, when your body is heavy from yesterday's efforts, and a small voice inside asks, "What is the purpose of this?" These are not the celebrated moments of dramatic insight. Yet, they are the ones that forge you. People often imagine that growth must feel like progress, clarity, or excitement. But so often, it feels like nothing at all is happening. It can feel like standing still in a gentle mist, filled with self-questioning. This is the fertile darkness where deep roots take hold. A seed buried in the soil does not strive or panic. It does not demand the sun before its time. It rests in the darkness, accepting the pressure of the earth around it. It absorbs the silence. It opens slowly, unseen, not from a place of weakness, but of necessity. It is gathering its strength to rise. Many of you may find yourselves in this very space now, perhaps feeling adrift, tired, or lost. You may believe something is amiss with you. But consider that this confusion, this slowness, this discomfort is not a fault to be corrected, but a powerful signal inviting you to listen more deeply. Ancient wisdom encourages us to honor these periods of inner winter. We do not fight them. We learn to be present within them. For in every still moment, every ordinary hour where it seems nothing changes, you are being sharpened. You are cultivating patience, humility, and presence. You are not faltering, you are strengthening from within. The roots make no sound as they grow, but one day, they will support a presence strong enough to withstand any storm. This is the heart of true practice. This is the value of patient presence. Discomfort has a tendency to make us believe that something has gone wrong, that the universe is hostile, or that we are being punished for a failing we cannot name. This perspective is limiting, and it prevents us from seeing the truth that is concealed within the experience of suffering itself. On any path of self-discovery, people arrive carrying many burdens. They may be running from a sense of loss, regret, failure, or deep-seated fear. The first guidance is always the same: cease the running. Sit with the feeling. Breathe with it. Look directly at it. As you do this, you start to see that the pain is not there to break you. It is there to illuminate where you are still clinging, perhaps to a need for control, to your pride, or to a fixed story of how your life was meant to unfold. The resistance itself is the source of the heat. The moment you stop fighting it, even briefly, it becomes a source of profound learning. This path does not ask you to deny that the fire is real. It invites you to move through it with full awareness, to feel it completely, while remaining centered. This is not a sign of weakness. It is the epitome of inner fortitude, the kind that no one else can grant you, and no one can ever diminish. Your body grows stronger under resistance. Your mind finds clarity in silence. Your spirit expands through pain that is fully embraced, not pushed away. This is the discipline of turning inward when it is most difficult, of asking, "What is this revealing to me about myself?" Instead of, "Why is this inflicted upon me?" Real change doesn't start when the pain is gone. It begins when your fear of it dissolves. This is not a penalty. It is a rite of passage. Those who walk it with calm awareness do not merely endure the fire. They emerge from it purified, lighter, and more authentic. An unregulated mind is a constant source of internal noise. It yearns for ease but also demands validation. It shuns hard work yet desires great results. One moment it is paralyzed by fear of failure, the next it is restless in stillness. It behaves like a team of untamed horses, pulling you in every direction at once. If you do not learn to gently hold the reins, you will be constantly pulled off course. This is precisely why discipline is so essential. Its purpose is not to chastise the body, but to train the mind to gently and firmly declare, "This is my direction, and I will walk it," regardless of whether my emotions align with that choice today. On the path of inner work, there are no justifications. Through rain or shine, in moments of joy or sorrow, the practice endures. This is not about becoming rigid or unfeeling, but about understanding a fundamental truth. Every time you honor a commitment to yourself, especially when you lack the desire to do so, you are reclaiming a piece of your inner authority that the mind attempted to seize. One conscious breath, one intentional movement, one simple, repeated action. This is how you begin to gather your personal power, not through dramatic declarations, but by showing up day after day in quiet consistency. Discipline does not eradicate the chaos of the mind overnight. Instead, it provides a stable ground to stand upon while the storm of thoughts passes. With time, it becomes your anchor, an internal compass that ceases to spin wildly with every wave of emotion or doubt. And from this, something profound emerges: clarity. Not the clarity of having every answer, but the intuitive sense of your own true north. You start to build trust in yourself, not because the path becomes easy, but because you have proven to yourself that you will continue even when it is not. Discipline is a form of love in action, a commitment to your highest potential, enacted in your smallest, most consistent choices. This is how you cease to be a captive of your moods. This is how you become steady and grounded, not inflexible. And in a world filled with endless noise, that inner stillness is the ultimate freedom. On the path of awareness, practice is not a separate activity. It is a way of life. There is no division between the sacred and the everyday. Caring for your surroundings is a meditation. Preparing a meal is a practice. The way you walk, the way you listen, the way you engage in simple tasks, each is a mirror reflecting the condition of your mind. It is a common habit to divide life into segments: a time for work, a time for rest, a time for practice. But true inner mastery dissolves these imaginary lines. It transforms your entire day into a continuous, moving meditation. This doesn't happen because life itself slows down, but because your awareness within it deepens. This is why your environment holds such significance. It's not just about your location, but how you inhabit it. Is your living space orderly or disorganized? Do your digital routines foster concentration or distraction? Is your phone a helpful tool or a constant master? These elements are shaping you far more than you realize. Moment by moment, they contribute to your default state of being. Those who seek inner clarity treat their space as a sanctuary, not for appearances, but as a discipline. Every object has its place, not from a desire for perfection, but out of a sense of respect. If you exist in external disarray, your mind will reflect that state. If you move through your day with care, your thoughts will naturally begin to align with that intention. You do not need a special building to live this way. You can transform your own room into a space for focus. Your morning routine can become a sacred ritual. Even a simple act like washing your hands, when done with complete presence, becomes a powerful form of mindfulness. The wise have always understood this. Mastery is not forged in rare, dramatic events. It is cultivated in the things you do consistently, even when you believe no one is watching. Your environment is a quiet, constant reflection of the person you are in the process of becoming. Treat your surroundings as a guide. Allow your space to sharpen you, to center you, and to discipline you. This is how you begin to embody the practice, not just contemplate it. This is how your outer world starts to harmonize with your inner world. A person can achieve great external success, build vast enterprises, and earn the admiration of many, yet still be governed by the whims of their own mind. That form of power is often loud, but inherently brittle. It relies on external validation, on always winning, on maintaining control. Yet, there is a different quality of strength, one that is quieter, more difficult to cultivate and impossible to feign. The inner struggle is the most persistent one you will ever face. There is no crowd, no praise, only the reflection of your own patterns, your reactions, and your deepest impulses. You sleep too late and feel the subtle pull of inertia. You receive a challenge, and the defensiveness of pride arises. You make a mistake, and a flood of excuses appears to protect your self-image. These are the true adversaries, and they are intimately familiar with your vulnerabilities. Victory in this inner arena looks very different. It is choosing to be still when anger wishes to lash out. It is committing to your practice when no one else is around to see. It is choosing silence when the ego desperately wants to prove its point. These moments are unseen by the world, yet they transform you fundamentally. Choice by choice, they gradually rewire the very fabric of your character. In wisdom traditions, a person's maturity was not measured by their ability to defeat others, but by their humility, their capacity to listen, and their grace under pressure. The outer display was meaningless without a foundation of inner calm, because once you have gentle mastery over the reactive self, the self that flinches from discomfort, that craves attention, that clings to being right, everything in your life begins to recalibrate. You become less easily disturbed, more intentional, less dependent, more sovereign. The world ceases to pull you in countless directions. You begin to move with purpose, speak with consideration, and choose with deep clarity. This is not about control, it is about self-mastery. And it does not arrive in one grand revelation. It is forged through hundreds of small, quiet choices where you meet yourself with presence. Over time, that presence becomes your unshakable power. There is a natural rhythm that flows beneath all of life's activities, and it only becomes apparent when you cease to rush. In the art of mindful living, action is not the opposite of stillness, it is born from it. The quality of your breath informs the quality of your work. Your awareness brings precision to your movements. What might appear as simple labor on the outside is a deep meditation on the inside. The body is in motion, but the mind is rooted in a quiet center. When we choose to sit in silence, the purpose is not to escape from life. It is not an act of passivity. It is a return to our source of strength. Sitting is not the negation of action. It is the wellspring of all clear and purposeful action. In this quiet, you begin to observe thoughts as they appear, feel emotions as they change, and notice limiting stories as they begin to dissolve. This is how stillness itself becomes a dynamic form of training. Many people live a fragmented existence. They feel calm only when things are easy, and become anxious as soon as life presents a challenge, or they are perpetually active, always busy, yet feel a sense of emptiness within. The path of wisdom calls for integration, not one or the other, but both in harmony. Stillness within movement, movement arising from stillness. This practice shows up in the most ordinary parts of your day, walking to your destination, not lost in a cloud of thought, but fully present with the feeling of each step. Washing the dishes, not rushing to finish, but mindfully feeling the warmth of the water. Speaking not as an instant reaction, but as a conscious response. The most mundane moments are transformed into a living meditation. The objective is not to eliminate challenges from your life. Life will always have its tensions and its unexpected turns. But when your mind is conditioned in both dynamic action and deep stillness, you do not buckle under pressure. You remain both flexible and grounded, like bamboo that sways in the wind, but is never uprooted. This is where true peace is discovered, not in withdrawing from the world, but by engaging with it fully, with an open heart, a steady breath, and an awareness that flows through every moment. The concept of letting go seems simple, until you are the one who must do it. You may tell yourself, "It is finished," or whisper, "I am moving on." Yet deep inside, a part of you is still clutching the narrative, the sense of grievance, the identity of the one who was wronged or needed to be right. Words alone cannot release what the body continues to hold. On this path, letting go is not merely an idea, it is an embodied discipline. It begins with gentle awareness. You start to notice the tightness held in your shoulders, the shallow breath that never fully settles, the same thought replaying itself long after the event has concluded. This simple act of noticing is the first step. It is the gateway. Then you engage the breath, slow, deep, and deliberate, like ocean waves washing over sand. The breath sends a message to your nervous system that it is safe to soften, that it is safe to feel what is present. Without this connection to the breath, the mind remains caught in its old patterns. With the breath, something within you begins to yield. And then, you gently loosen your mental grip, not through force, but with the ease of unclenching a fist you were not even aware you were making. You cease your attempts to analyze or resolve it. You stop feeding the old pain with your focus. And in this gentle space, a deeper understanding can emerge. You begin to sense that none of it truly belongs to you. Not the compliments, not the criticism, not even the identity you hold so dear. These are experiences that pass through you, like the wind passing through the trees. You can observe them, you can learn from them, but you are not required to carry their weight. True, letting go does not feel like a loss. It feels like an immense relief, like finally setting down a heavy burden you were never meant to carry. And the more you practice this release, the lighter your own being becomes. Not because the world has become easier, but because you no longer mistake the weight of your thoughts for the truth of who you are. The idea of purpose is widely misunderstood. People often wait for it to arrive like a divine sign, a sudden flash of insight, or a booming voice from the heavens declaring, "This is your destiny." But in most wisdom traditions, it unfolds very differently. Purpose is not something you find, it is something you build. It is forged through one intentional step, one conscious choice, one small act of integrity, repeated day after day. It is built especially in those moments when it feels as though no one is watching. In the quiet hours before dawn, in a place of deep practice, there is a silence so profound you can almost hold it. No one is discussing their grand passions or life missions. They are mindfully preparing for the day. They are lighting incense. They are bowing in gratitude. These actions may appear mundane, but they are filled with devotion. Within them, purpose is forming like morning dew, quietly, gradually, invisibly to the impatient observer. Herein lies the secret. It is not the grandeur of the task that gives you a sense of purpose. It is the quality of presence you bring to it. With mindfulness, with care, and with the simple commitment to continue showing up. You do not wait until you feel perfectly ready, for readiness is a state of mind, not a prerequisite. If your actions are dictated by your feelings, your path will be as unreliable as your moods. But if you choose to live by your principles, discipline, humility, compassion, something much stronger will begin to form beneath the surface. You will not always feel a surge of inspiration. Your direction will not always be crystal clear. But if you act with intention, a sense of purpose will begin to emanate from your actions, like steam rising from a warm cup of tea. It is not dramatic, but it is steady. And one day, you will look back and see that your path was not delivered to you. You carved it yourself with your attention, your choices, and your quiet presence. The world you perceive externally is a reflection of the world you cultivate internally. This change does not happen all at once, nor with force or drama. It happens choice by choice, breath by breath. As your own awareness deepens, your decisions begin to shift. As your inner energy softens, your true direction becomes more apparent, and in its own time, life begins to respond. This is not an urgent demand for immediate action. It is an invitation to presence, to quiet contemplation, and to simple, consistent acts performed with genuine care. This is how all true transformation begins. Not in a single, momentous day, but in how you greet each and every day. If you have been searching for a sign, perhaps this is it. Not because of any particular date, but because your own readiness has brought you here to listen. In the coming weeks, gently turn your focus inward. Bring order and care to your personal space. Take time to sit in silence. Gently guide the mind and walk your chosen path with steady, grounded feet. The change you are seeking is not coming from the outside. It is already, and always has been, unfolding from within you. Thank you for sharing this space and time. If this guidance has resonated with you, you can support this journey by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Until we meet again, may you stay rooted and deeply aware.